Welcome back, everyone. I've been meaning to do this for a while, so apologies if you've been waiting for it, but here it is. So in terms of gear, obviously I've got a Fender Jag, which this is an American professional model. It's got a weird pickup configuration, but essentially I am on the neck pickup. So clean tone would be... If I go to this position, I think it brings in the bridge pickup. So it gets super twangy, right? So if you've got like a single coil neck pickup, telly, something like that, then chuck it in that position. Next up we have the Zvex Double Rock, which does this to my signal. Just lovely. And I think it's great for that lightly broken up sort of tone. And then on top of that, we got the Hungry Beaver from Soundlad Liverpool. Just sounds great. Quick plug for that one, I've got an affiliate discount code for that, which makes it, I think, 89 quid, which is just silly value, to be frank. For this one, we're just going to focus on the rhythm parts, get those down. If you want the solo parts, comment below and I'll sort it out. So, the first riff, at its essence, is an A chord to a D chord, right? You've got... but played here. Okay, it's got really cool chord voicing going on. And you're going to basically play this. And around. Now there are some different embellishments, we'll cover those off, but let's just do the bare bones first, okay? So you're going to start with a 2 whacks, which comes in on the 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so you play the A string open, right? And then you go 9, 9, 10 from there. But you're going to do a really quick hammer on, a grace note hammer on, from the 9th fret to the 11th on the D string. And to get those whacks in, I'm not palm muting, I'm just covering the strings lightly with my 3rd finger. Now, because I've already got my fingers in position here, they're not pressing down on the strings at this point, right? All of my fingers are just resting lightly on the strings. So I do the 2 whacks, and then I press down with the rest of the fingers and take this one off, okay? So it's quite a lot going on in that little movement. So get comfortable with that first, and then you can integrate the... You integrate that muting and playing right there, because it's very funky. So again... So slowly. And then you've got this fill, which is just, and then 2 whacks, play twice. But you're only playing 9, 9, 10 there, okay? So it's, and then you play it again. But then you go to this D chord. It's just the 11th and the 10th fret on the G and the B, with the open D and open E either side of it. And it's a bit of a laboured, you know, a bit of a rake really, to get that. Okay, so that whole part again. And at the end of that bar, the last beat plays. Okay, so it's whack, press, 2 whacks. So that whole part's speed. That's the main part. You could just play that throughout if you want, and it will fit just fine. But there's another guitar part, and he combines them live. So let's do that, okay? Which is this bit. So the second time round, I'm going to play. So let's look at that part. Then you've got this hammer on, 9th to 11th on the D, and then the 9th fret on the G. repeat the 9 to 11. Play the 10th fret on the B. But it sounds lovely when you can play it in situ, right, with the rest of the riff. So get that in if you can, because it sounds awesome. Now, there's another slight variation when you go into the next part. Okay, so you're going to play... Here I'm putting my little finger on the 12th fret just to vary that. So that slowly would be... And then you've got this. Which is just the same rhythmic pattern at the end of the phrase twice. So again. So mix those up as you wish, and he plays that throughout the verse. But to transition into that distorted part, you do this. Into the next riff, okay? So all I'm doing there is playing once around the riff, and then you put on the fuzz and you do 2 whack before you hit the B minor, right, down here. And I'm only playing the top half of it, so it's from the D string 4 4 3 2, but with the fuzz on. So that's 1 2 3 4. So it's B minor for 2 bars, and then on the 4 and you play another 2 whacks, and then you go to a D chord. So it's 3 4 3 4. Then you come up here, and then on the 9th fret and the 10th, this is on the E string now. You play that, right? So it's just hammering on and pulling off for 3 beats, and then you slide down on the 9. Okay, so it's... And then slide down. All right, next part's cool, goes like this. Now, at its simplest, you could just play this, right? But there are 2 guitar parts playing, and they're doubled, and I think he holds the A shape, right, when he plays this part. So clean, I think you're going to get this. So there's a little palm mute in between those. And then you've got a slide from the 2nd fret to the 4th. And I'm using a double stop there. I'm not 100% if Jay does that, but it's the 2nd fret on the D and the G. Slid up 2 frets. And I'm using those 2 fingers because then you need to play this. This arpeggiation, right, on the 4th fret and the 2nd fret there. And then back around, so... And I have tabbed, including the 2nd fret, right? And then put my little finger on the 2nd fret up there. So it sounds like this. And I'm muting the B there with a bit of meat off my 3rd finger, right? So that's it clean. It's really noisy otherwise. Now it goes around that a few times, but then it flips around the order of the chords. So when you do this next... So you're going to play the D major first, like this. And And then that same fill. Alright, and that little fill I put in there is just this. So it's down, down, waka. And then to the B. For one bar and then that. Just one more part to learn. So it does, again, it goes to this. And then you play... Alright, you play D, A to E. But the chords always come in early, okay? So they're going to come in on the 4 ands. Essentially, the rhythm for this next bit goes 2, 3, 4. And around. It just plays around the D, the A and the E, okay? So the transition part would be... Alright, so you're banding it on the third, after the third beat, basically. So... And you got time to get down there and then upstroke for the 4 and beat on the D chord, okay? So it would be 2, 3, 4... And then back around, okay? So let me just play the clean riff round. There is another guitar part over the top, and I'll show you how you can include that, right? So the first part would be 2, 3, 4. And then... back around. And you can then start doing some arpeggiation, which is what the guitar over the top does. I think Jay does that live too. Quick note on the E chord there. I'm not sure if he's playing a full E chord or if he's adding his third finger on the 3rd fret there. On the B to make it like an E7. He might just be playing a power chord. Okay, with that rhythm. So slowly it's... Now you could just do 2 palm mutes, or you could just do, okay, which is just me resting my hand on. So it's probably easier just to strum it. So it'd be. I play it with the full E7. But entirely up to you. You can play as much or as little of that as you like. Now, coming out of that, you go into the D, and then you'll hear some... You'll hear some arpeggiation, right? And you take your little finger off the D shape. Hold the D shape, though, so it'll be 2, 3, 4... And then, when the other guitar goes to the A... you play this, which is an octave on the 4th fret, right? So 4th and 6th on the A string and the G. And you're going to play this rhythm. 2, 3, 4. All right, and then you go into the... like that. So that's how it kind of pieces together, right? So you can, you know, chuck in and alternate as you wish. But that last riff is just... Alright, pretty straightforward. It's just 4th fret. That's a slide up and a slide down. And then 2 more. And then... same as the first time, but you tag on a slide up to the 9th fret and then down to the 7th. So that would be... And behind the solo, it's just playing that whole chunk. So it's D to A to E. Live, Jay actually does play, just for interest, he plays... goes round like that, right? But when he gets to the A, you'll hear him play this. He does stuff like that. So, I mean, chuck that in as well if you want. All I'm doing there is just like a 12-bar blues thing. And then on the next string up, I do a little bend. But again, you can just noodle there because he's just strumming away. So behind the solo then, D, A and E. And then you go back into that intro riff. And you alternate between those two riffs, and you're done. That's it. Hope you enjoyed that one. See you again soon. Bye-bye.